Welcome back to another episode of Through Our Lens, where, like I said, I love to bring individuals on to talk about their perspectives in life and just their overall journey. Today we have Michelle Brown, my long lost cousin. She's a podcaster. She is about everything that is about growth, and she's also an event coordinator. Welcome on, man.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I appreciate you. You know, it's crazy, man. I remember, so it got to be either the two. It was Kevin, which is my homie Kevin, or it had to be Jamie. But Jamie and Kevin used to have us come to their games.
Okay.
So I feel like it was Kevin that introduced, but like when I tell you, like it went over my head. So it probably was like, it was last year. It was my first time going to Black on My Block. And it was like the Christmas theme. And I seen you walking around. I'm like, I think I know her, but I didn't want to be weird to walk up to you.
Right.
So I was like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably seen her at school or something like that. And then when we came back recently, I walked up and Kevin was like, Michelle. And I'm like, oh, that's her name. And then from there, I'm like, okay, boom, I know exactly. And then I think when we was we was texting yesterday, and then it dawned on me. I'm like, oh wait, weren't you a Diamond?
Yeah.
And then that's when I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Cause
shout out Diamond Gang.
hey, shout out to y'all, man. But how I love to start off this my podcast is just tapping in with mental health, because I feel like especially in our Black community, we don't really get to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We suppress it. We don't even acknowledge it sometimes. We just ignore it because we talk to. So I just wanted to like introduce this and just say throughout, because it's a new year. Yeah. So shout out to 2023. But where is your mental coming into this year?
Oh,
between a 1 to 10 and 10 being the best.
Such a good question. Right now, it's really at an 8, dang near a 9.
Okay. So a strong 8.
It's so strong. I entered the year in a fast. So I did 21 days, no carbs, no sugar. Basically, altered.
I did the Daniel fast too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, did you do the full one? Like no meat?
Yeah.
No.
Oh wait, no meat.
See, there's different.
No, you're right. I didn't do no meat at all.
Yeah.
I took out sugar.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. So I didn't take out meat just because I have my own personal fitness goals, and obviously protein is like a huge part of that. But I did do no carbs, no sugar, no social media, no
I didn't do that.
No TV. Like
I didn't do that.
Yeah, I cut the noise.
Your boy was TVing it up, but I didn't. The sugar.
Yeah.
I was struggling.
Yeah. Oh,
bruh,
big time.
I'm like, am I having like withdrawals or something?
Yeah.
Like, I was tripping.
It's an additive, right? It's an addiction,
bruh,
for sure.
I was like, what in the world? So you said it's a strong 8, 9, right? Why would you say that?
So again, because I entered the year in a fast, it's just really been a place of like my goal. The 21 days was like an intense, but my 60 days is no smoking, no drinking. Again, really limited social media, limited music, because my goal is to continue to hear from God. Like that is just everything. I feel like the noise blocks what he's really trying to tell me.
Facts.
And you can't tell if that's media, if that's, like, what are really my desires? Am I desiring this because I see it on Instagram, or because my friends have it, or
talking about it now?
Is it because I really want this? And so my mental's been in a great place because I've just been in like isolation. Obviously, I'm a friendly person, so I'm out there. I'm love conversations like this. I do Black on the Block, so I'm constantly around people, but just making sure I'm tapping in with me.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? That is so crazy because I feel like this year I've been preparing myself. Not even this year. I feel like the years previous, like I feel like 19 until now, it's been like practice on getting ready for what's about to come. And one of those was just getting my mind right, like how you said, blocking out everything. So me and my wife, we had a work trip and we were in DC, and I was watching a dude, Wally and Gilly. Okay, $1 million worth of game.
Oh yes.
So boom. So I'm listening to him because I think he was getting interviewed, which is Wallow. He was getting interviewed, and he was like, he was in jail for 20 years.
Wow.
And he was like, he wasn't in jail. He wasn't in prison. He was in Princeton. And he was like saying all these phrases, but one thing that caught my eye was he said that I was down for 20 years, but he said he said he paid attention to what was going on in there. He was like, they was teaching them like kind of dinosaur stuff, like how to be a plumber, how to be this, but he, you know, he had a phone. So he was like, he was tapping into the outside world, and he was like, dang, my people out here, they live and they doing what they do, you know, they doing what they need to do. But he was like, one thing about my people out here, they sleep. He said they not taking advantage to everybody partying, everybody like just distracted. Everybody distracted. My man's got out 5 years ago, I believe. I don't know. I think it was like 5 years ago. And this man is making M's off this podcast stuff, off of all. And I'm like, but he said it. He said he took advantage. He don't go like, not saying you can't have fun, but he was like, he don't do all the partying. He locked in. And I think that's where I was at. And once it had to be like 2 minutes into that podcast. And I stopped it, and me and my wife, we had like a whole conversation for like 2 hours.
Love that.
Because I'm like, bro, I am literally like, I feel like I've been focused, but I haven't been focused. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that I can say no to. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I was actually talking to a couple of my friends. I'm like, hey, we need to be in the season of no. Because, bro, like, it's a lot of things that we can be putting our minds to, like, just with this podcast. I had asked myself, I said, am I stewarding what I have? Like, am I maximizing what I have?
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying? But
good questions to ask yourself.
Look, I'm trying to tell you, it's like I be sitting with myself all day talking and literally talking to myself, like, bro, like, just kind of like trying to unravel me. You know what I'm saying? But that's good that you said that, because I don't know a lot of people that are in that frame of mind right now.
Well, one, it's crazy how many people can't be in silence. Like, they're uncomfortable in it, right? They need TV in the background. They need music on. They need to talk. As soon as they by themselves, they calling friends, multiple, back to back. They're not answering. Who picking up the phone? Like, it's crazy, you know? And I think I love what you said just about being in a season of no. And I am someone who basically on a monthly, I'm fasting from something. Like, I'm constantly challenging myself. Like, I've gone months, no makeup. Right? This LA, going out, no makeup. You know what I'm saying? Took my nails off. Like, just all kind of stuff too. Because I'm trying to reach, what is it all for?
Facts.
You know what I mean? We came in with nothing. We go out with just us. So,
hey, man, you talking, dog. Like, hey, look, I'm trying to tell you that, and that's facts.
But what I wanted to tell you, just as far as like that season to know, a tip I realized is, you know, think more about what you're trying to add and less of what you're trying to deprive yourself.
Exactly.
That's what I had to learn. You know, when it's no carbs, no sugar, no, I just want more water and more protein. That's what I'm thinking about. And I think when you set that goal in front of you, it fades out. So even with partying, it's like my goal was I get to the gym by 5:36
a.m.
That means I have to be in the bed by 9:30, 10, or I can't get up. So partying just naturally is gonna go, because my goal, I don't want to go off 4 hours of sleep. Then I don't even smile, and that's not good.
You're not even your best self.
No,
like, not at all. But that's what I'm talking about, though, man. Like, I don't know. It's only I think Nip said it. He was like, it's only a chosen few. I feel like the people that get it, we get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I don't know what it is, like, but I'm glad that God has been placing me around individuals. Like I said, I didn't even know that I was gonna see you, and then I didn't even know that we was gonna have the conversation that we had when we did. And it was like when we was having a conversation, I'm like, damn, it felt like I've been knowing this girl like for like years, the way we was talking. But like, it's just a blessing to know that it's people out here on the same page, because you a male, I'm a female. Like how you said, like, it's different for y'all. Like y'all don't have to, but the world would make it seem like y'all would have to have the nails on and have the makeup on and always have to be correct. You know, when you walk in somewhere or whatever, but it's like, we don't have to do that. We can just show up and just be us. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't know what started your growth journey. Because just a little from your story that I do know, and same with me, it's like I was not always this person. Was a completely opposite person. And like you said, there's a select few that get it, but I think ultimately what it is having the right vessels come into your life. That's why, you know, not only are podcasts like this incredible, but again, when you silence the noise and you let good people into your life because you're that light. You know, for me, it started because I had met a couple that focused on quality marriage. You know, I had never, my parents weren't married.
Yeah,
I
mine
had
neither.
no married couples around
That's
me.
crazy.
And when I met two people that were like committed to loving each other and edified each other and
Yeah.
just like dreamed together, wanted to do life together, I
Yeah.
said, this is possible.
It's possible.
People want that. Like, that's
Facts.
a thing. And it
Facts.
put me on this ripple effect of like, let me study this.
Yeah.
So it's like a light bulb goes off and then you're like, okay, it sounds good, but like, let me do my research, you know?
Yeah.
So then I started reading more marriage books.
Facts.
I started listening to more marriage podcasts. And then you decide, is this something that I want for my life?
Exactly. And it's some, like how you said, I think that's powerful. It's like, is this something that I want? Because a lot of people will they'll put on you what they think that you should want. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But like, I think I want to tap into like how you said, like where we come from.
Yeah.
You from the Bay.
Yeah.
I'm from LA, and it's crazy because like when you was explaining like your parents weren't married.
Yeah.
It's crazy not seeing it.
Yeah.
When you don't see it, you don't know. Like me and my
Yeah.
wife, we was having a conversation, matter of fact, today and yesterday about like how I love. And I'm like, dang, like I never really seen love, but I'm trying it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's hard sometimes because when you don't necessarily see a person getting loved on, you don't know how to love the other person properly.
Right.
But I think what I'm learning right now, especially in the season of like just not separating myself in a negative way, but in a positive way, is learning how to love myself. And then once I can learn how to love myself and show up for myself, then I can show up for my wife even better.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying? But
Preach, say that.
it's crazy though. So like take me back to the younger Michelle in the Bay. Or leading up.
Yeah. I think younger Michelle in the Bay, like I've always been a very, like I love people. I was that person in high school. Like I was in all the clubs. I played sports. So I just knew everybody.
okay.
Like I just got along with everybody.
Yeah.
But I definitely didn't have morals. I didn't
Yeah.
have values.
Yeah.
I didn't have a foundation.
Yeah.
Again, I had good parents, so again, I had decent character, but it wasn't consistent.
Right.
You know, and then when I went to college, again, blessings, like good people came into my life. So literally my first friend on the floor, the only other black girl on the floor.
Yeah.
Shout out to my best friend Isiana. But you know, I met her, she was captain of Diamonds actually. And we just hit it off, and she had a strong spiritual foundation.
That's
Her
good.
family had a strong spiritual foundation. And we are drawn by the fruit.
Yeah.
You know, and when I saw that love, that light, just the way
That's
her
good.
family interacted, all that kind of stuff, it just really attracted me to it. And I
Yeah.
went to a Catholic school, so it wasn't
Oh.
that I hadn't like learned about God or understood, like, you know, but I just hadn't seen positive fruit from it.
Yeah.
You know, Catholicism and church, I think a lot of people sometimes have bad experiences with people.
Yeah.
Right? I hate putting it on a church.
the
I hate
church.
putting it on a religion. Like
Facts.
people
Yeah.
struggle. You know what I'm saying? People are hypocrites.
Facts.
Right? So then when I had that positive experience, it really just started perpetuating me on a path of how do I solidify who I am? Like how do I go about finding out what my values are, what my principles are, what I
Yeah.
decide to live by. And the more I studied, you know, just my relationship and tuned into that with God, and then
Yeah.
as well as just again mentors, having
Right.
mentorship.
That is very important. I'm trying to tell you, like, growing up, like, and as you talking, like, you sound so well spoken, and just to know that you don't look like where you came
Yeah.
from. You know what I'm saying? That's so powerful. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they'll look at us and judge us for where we are now, but they don't know what it took. You know what I'm saying? And like how you said, it's like the couple of people that come into your life that speak life into you, and it's really exposure. You know, they expose you to something that you've never heard
Right.
or you never seen before, and then it gets your mind going.
Yeah.
Like I think I told this story before, but like one of my he's one of my big homies, rest in peace. But Baby Mac 90, that's one of my homies. He I remember like it was yesterday. I was on my way. I was going to Washington prep. And I was playing football because my mom had took me out from Crenshaw for behavior issues or whatever the case may be. And I was on my way to the park, Jesse Owens, and he had stopped me. He was right there at Taking Off Fades on 104th and Western, and he was like, "Hey fool, where you going?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm finna go up to the hood real quick." And he was like, nigga, don't you got like practice? Cause I had a little jersey on my shoulder, and he was like, bro, don't you got practice? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna just go to the hood real quick. I'm gonna go to practice. You feel me? Cause I had left school early, and he was just like, bro, go back to practice. He's like, matter of fact, I'm gonna go to one of your games on Friday, fool. Don't even trip. He was like, go handle your business, bro. And I'm like, all right. And it was crazy because I look back at that moment, and it was so small what he said, but it stuck to me because when I went to practice, I got exposed to, oh, well, I can probably really do this. I can probably really like learn to like love this thing. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like loving the hood. And it's crazy because it ain't the hood, it's the people in the hood, like the church. Like how you said, it ain't the church, it's the people. So it's one of those things where it's like you love your brotherhood that you built, and you don't want to leave it, because if you leave it, you feel like you kind of like leaving them. But it's one of those things where like it was like, oh, okay, he telling me, and I know he solidified. So if he telling me to go do this, let me go see what this about. And ever since then, like how you said, I had my dips, but every step of the way, it was somebody like whispering in my ear, man, hey, like take this path or go this way. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how we can get to this point. And I look back sometimes, like I've had like survival remorse, or is that the right way to say it? What is it called? Like survival. It's one of those things where like, and I don't even know if I'm saying it the right way, but it's one of those things where you feel like it should have been you that you know what I'm saying, that got left on the corner or down the street. It's one of those things where it's like, damn, like I've been accustomed to death a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's like, dang, like that should have been me.
No, I've gone through that for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Life is decisions, man.
It's crazy.
It's these little decisions, and again, allowing people to speak into you. You touched on so much. I think even with, like you were saying, leaving people behind is so hard because we feel this like natural loyalty to wherever we come from or people we love. And then as you get older, you really have to start realizing like, okay, but why are we friends? Why do I even call this a friend? And I hate to say it, but even with family, you know, this is my theory on family. I love my family.
You talking.
And the reason you have to have family is because they're the people that grow your character the most, because you can't leave them.
Facts.
I didn't get to choose where I came into, which means I was supposed to be here. With friends, they're chosen. So when they rub you the wrong way, bye, peace. You can leave the, you know what I'm saying? But with family, those have been my relationships. I have to work at it the most. I have to pivot and adapt the most because I can't change them. It's not about changing people.
That's true.
So it's again solidifying who am I? How do I love on people? How do I? This is also my theory on love. You know, when you're young, you think, one, love is an emotion, right? When you're young and dumb, love's an emotion. And then you get a little bit older and you're like, okay, love is an action. You do love. You practice love. And now I'm realizing love is freedom. Love is allowing people to be. Because that's what I want, right? I want people that just love me for me through the mistakes, through the ugliness, and aren't gonna hold it against me. Right? And I think that's also the part too, when you start growing and, like you said, separating yourself, wanting people to come with you. You can't force it. It really is allowing them to be on their journey, and again, allowing the fruit of your life to be what attracts them to either want to or not.
I used to always say, in order to elevate, you got to separate. And it was crazy because in that moment of me hearing that, and like it was weird because I was hearing it and I was like, dang, in order to like elevate, you got to separate. And it dawned on me like, bro, everybody really can't go. Like everybody can't go with you, and that's what it used to hurt, but now, like how you said, like I'm more I wasn't too much family oriented. Like I did, you know, grew up in a family, but like I always been like a lone wolf. So you know, at times, but what I known is that I would always find myself around other lone wolves, and then I just created friendships with that. So like how you say, you do get to choose your friends, and those people end up being closer than like family sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But like how you said, I think I actually said this in my last episode, but I go to one church and they were talking about seeds, and they were talking about how seeds can't grow around other seeds, not in the soil, but like they can't. If we in a pack, we can't grow.
They need
we need soil. We need space and we need soil. I think we talked about that, right? Or no, did we talk about that one? No, but so basically we need soil to grow, and in order to do that, we got to be separated. You know what I'm saying? And then once we get to the soil, we have to be in a space where we're uncomfortable because now we have to grow.
Yeah.
We can't stay a seed for for long. So I feel like looking at you, hearing you, it's like, dang, that's where you at in your process. You growing.
I'm just growing.
You growing.
I'm growing. And
Yeah.
again, I'm just enjoying the journey of it. You know, it is that place where like so many doors are opening and so many opportunities are coming at me. And the reason I had to silence it was because I told myself last year the word was just investment. And it was an investment into myself.
Into yourself.
Like I was not afraid. I went to conferences. Investing in me. I've taken femininity classes, like anything and everything to grow myself. And then so much was coming to me this year. It's all about, God, please make it clear.
That's facts.
Help me make it clear.
Yeah.
What do I need to continue to put my energy into?
Yeah.
What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? Like, because I only have so much bandwidth, you know, and I do want to become a master of things that I do. So I can't just juggle 10 different things.
Facts.
So just help me make it clear.
That's true, man. Like, it's crazy because especially like coming right off of that fast, I was like, God, man, like, help me see like direct, or even if I can't see it direct, because you know sometimes with God, like we can see down the street but he sees around the corner. So it's one of those things where it's just like, bro, like help me, direct me, you know, like just help direct my path into the right way. All you gotta do, I always told myself, like, I didn't need anybody to like open the door for me. Just leave it cracked. You know what I'm saying? And I just be needing God, like, God, just order my steps, you know what I'm saying? Show me where I need to go. Just long as you say, okay, if I'm going this way and it's the right way, I'm gonna just believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was talking to my wife and we were talking about tunnels, and it's like, dang, sometimes when we going through things in life, we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's where that faith come in at. And we got to believe, like, okay, even though I don't see it, I'm gonna just put one foot in front of the other. And like how you said, that's with growth. That's with just, you know, like evolving through time. But it's just crazy how like we can be here talking. I'm grateful to be here talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Because we could have been lost in the sauce,
man. And because even when you're talking about the dark tunnels, like instantly it just came to me, I am the light.
Yep, facts.
You know what I mean? I'm pouring so much into myself because I want to be my own light. I want to not only give myself hope, but my only like goal is to help other people pursue that peace, find light in themselves, not have to lean on all these worldly things to numb and get through and go through the motions. Why are we just going through the motions?
It's crazy. It's honestly, it's just because we truly don't know it. We truly don't know ourselves. We don't give ourselves time to know ourselves. We don't give our times to love ourselves. It's a lot of times where like a person will put themselves in a situation and then ask why they're going through the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm only speaking from experience. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn. Then you got to really literally check yourself. Like, bro, you put yourself through this, bro. Like, snap out of it, get right. You know what I'm saying? And like, it goes into everything that we talked about with separation and elevation. It's like, bro, sometimes we got to make the hard decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because like how you said, I think you said it in the beginning of the conversation, we come in with nothing and we gonna go out with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where we got to get right, man. So, okay. So you talked about, not Oakland, you talked about the Bay. So then coming from there, transitioning to college, like how was college like very instrumental into like who you are right now?
So honestly, Diamonds was a huge part of that because the Bay is a very masculine place for men and women. So again, I grew up with that mentality. Independent woman, you always got to have your own, don't need a man for nothing. And then, you know, when I got to college, again, my best friend Isiana, she was so feminine. You know, she did her makeup and her hair and just was always nice before we left the house. I was just like, and at first I'm like, why are you taking all this time? Like, we got to go, come on, you know? But then I was just like, you know, I loved that she took time to do her skincare and her hair care and just like nurture herself. And it was just traits I was attracted to. And so then with Diamonds, I was not a dancer. I was a hooper in high school.
Oh, so, word?
Yeah. What? Shooting guard.
Oh, shooting guard? Oh, I was about to say point or shooting guard. Oh, yeah.
Catch you on the wing. But then with Diamonds, you know, she had been asking me all through college, like, Michelle, just try out. I'm like, girl, no. First of all, crowds terrify me. And, you know, you guys are dancers. I'm not a dancer. Finally, my last year, she was the captain. And she was like, Michelle, come on. Like, it's our last year. And I said, look, if I'm gonna do this, like, I'm not finna be the wink leak on the car
Mm.
on the team. Like, you need to help me practice every day. Like, I have to do it right. People not finna be saying I was just on the team because I was your friend. Like,
Facts.
absolutely not. You know. And so we worked so hard that summer. I'll never forget her face, like watching me start, just so stiff, don't know what's going on.
She
It was
said,
so bad.
fish out of water.
No, it was terrible. But it helped me come into my own. Again, I think a lot of women, when we tap into that femininity, and especially that, like, that's sexy, but for yourself. You
Yeah.
know, it's not about for anyone else, but just learning how to move and tap into different sides of myself. Again, take my appearance a little bit more seriously. Not
Yeah.
that makeup and things matter, but just how I present myself does,
Yes,
no
yes.
matter how that is. It really was life-changing for me, because it just put me in a whole new bracket of who
Yeah.
I was. I remember people from back home. I posted my diamonds picture, and my friend told me, she was like, no, people were like, this like Michelle coming out photo, like her new personality, persona, everything. So
Yeah.
diamonds really like took me to a new place, because it was just like all of a sudden I was conquering so many fears.
Yeah.
With diamonds, you know, everybody loved us. Like I said, I hated crowds, I hated that attention, but I had to be comfortable of people watching, and not because they're, you know, they just love the essence of who we are. We're bringing
Yeah.
such an aura to the games.
Yeah.
You know, we're not the cheerleaders. We're not the dancers. Like,
Yeah.
people came to see us, you
Yeah,
know?
that's facts.
So, yeah, it put me in a new
I think
place.
it was actually like preparing you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think that you was probably supposed to be in front of large crowds.
Yeah.
So it's probably just preparing you to just
Yeah.
get ready. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because like I said, you are so well spoken.
Thank
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
Thank
Like you do so many things. So let's talk about that. Like
Okay.
you are event coordinator. Let's start
Right.
there.
So I've been working with Black on the Block. It'll be 2 years in July.
Okay.
My best friend Sharon Laney, they started it, and I just been getting to work with them ever since. It
Yeah.
kind of took off, and they needed a team.
Shout out to them, man.
Shout out to them. Like,
That-
they are incredible.
Look, when I tell you, like, my first time going last year in 2022, it was in December. I was like, oh, this is dope.
I know.
You know, I will always hear about it, but I didn't know how close it was from the studio.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, it's right down the
Yeah.
street. So I parked the car. I was somewhere else. I parked the car. I walked there, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And I heard that it was 2 women that founded it, and I'm like, this is dope, bro.
It was amazing.
That's
and
crazy.
I started just volunteering. They was my friends. I was like, of course, I'm going to come. Like,
I
I'm going
got
to
you.
help. I'm going to do whatever you need. Pick up trash, set vendors up, like everything. Whatever
yeah.
needs to be done, I'm going to help.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, again, we grew so fast. We needed a team. And it's part of knowing yourself, knowing your strengths. I knew the value I could add. And
That's
so to do that, you know, I've taken care, like, vendor loading. That's me. Like, all them placements, all that. Like,
Yeah.
and I love it. Like, the vendors know me. I know them. It's just such a good relationship, because
Yeah.
I do like people. I like talking to people.
Yeah.
I am the hard conversations.
Yeah.
I'm amazing at the hard conversations.
Yeah.
So that's why I do like the customer front facing things,
Yeah.
because it's like always with respect, always with love.
Always,
But,
yeah.
you know, we all have a job to do, you know? So.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
Like it's honestly, it's good to, especially where we are right now. It's good to see Black women
Yeah.
standing on the forefront, handling their business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's and on top of that is Black History Month. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But it's so dope to like see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I always encourage my wife. Like I said, me and her both do photography. So like anytime, it's funny because like people was like, oh, matter of fact, we did an episode last season and we were talking about how to balance being in a relationship. At the time we were just in a relationship, but how to balance a relationship in the same craft.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking to my mom, because my mom, I think Destiny had got a client, and Destiny was making bread. And my mom was like, Darnell, how you feel about that? She making more money than you. I said, hey, like, check this
Chill
out.
out,
This
chill
ain't the
out.
program that we running over here. Some
Yeah.
like when she on them shoots, I'm her cheerleader.
Yeah.
What you need? I got
love
you.
that.
Do you need me to set up a light pole for you?
Yeah.
Is one of those things. And then she do the same thing for me. Even for this podcast, she
Yeah.
set up the camera. She makes sure that everything is solid. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we both are cheering each other on, you know what I'm saying?
That's
But
so
we need
beautiful.
that. And I always try to like push her because she great. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like society, especially like back in the days, they had y'all kind of like on the side burners or whatever the case may be. But like y'all got a place here, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, that Black on that Block is changing. It's changing.
No.
Like I'm so used to negativity, and when I'm like, oh, this is actually dope, bro. Like you ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
And what I appreciate so much about Shar and Lainey and the opportunity that they've provided for me and Black on the Block is nothing's better than helping other people win. And again, you do it in everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. I'm gonna say that every day, all day. You know, I work from home. I do contracts for an industrial real estate company. And I recently got promoted to a manager. I have a small team.
Oh, that's good.
And but it's like I wanted that because I had never officially managed people. Again, I'm great with people, but my job is to get you guys where you want to go.
Facts.
My job is to solve problems for you. And I love how that's challenging me because, of course, my job is not where I want to be forever, but it's where I'm supposed to be right now.
Right now.
And
ooh, that's powerful.
I have to excel at that. I cannot be a leader without being a great follower.
That's what I'm talking about. You don't understand what you just said. I remember my first, not my first job. It was my last job actually before I quit. And I remember my first day. I was telling myself, I'm like, bro, I do not want to be here. But like I said, them self-talks, them times where I was by myself, I was like, bro, you need to be here because it's something that you need to learn. You know what I'm saying? And I remember every job that I had, sadly I got fired, but I remember I remember like, dang, I'm not taking away nothing from the job. I don't even want to be here. But I remember I had a asshole of a manager, but I said, you know what? Stick in there and learn from this man. Learn from his bosses. See, and it was crazy because like my mind was clicking all of a sudden. It was like, okay, watch him, watch how he talks to people, and then watch how his boss talks to him, and then learn management. So I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So maybe I may need this later on in life, or maybe I need to know how to run my own business. So kind of take heed and not be like shut off from those things. But like how you said, it's all about being open and also learning how to be a great follower. You know what I'm saying? And what you said is spot on. It's like you cannot be a great leader if you don't know how to follow. You know what I'm saying? Then all you're going to be is just a person that barks orders. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people respect individuals that have gotten their hands dirty. And they can see like, oh yeah, you got some experience in that. You know what I'm saying? But it's good that you are what you're doing is so great because you're going to continue to lead others, and then you're going to leave your impact on others, and that'll change people's lives forever.
And leading is just living it out. I think like the more I've studied just what leadership is, like I've always said, because my goal is to speak on stages. Like I want to speak into people's lives, but I want to speak because I was asked. I don't want to speak because I have social media has allowed everyone to have a platform. I'm not about to speak. I'm not about to build my own platform and everybody come listen to me. No. My literal goal that I've written down is I want to be asked to speak on podcasts. I want to be asked to speak on stages. Why? Because I live my life that way. And so it's like when you focus on that, people are naturally going to follow because this is just what you're doing. So that's like my goal, and I want other people to just focus on, because culture right now is entrepreneur. You know, you shouldn't be working for anybody. And it's like, that's true. No matter what, you're working for somebody.
Oh no, you're gonna work for somebody. For sure.
Like that's because even when you're a boss, you're working for them. These people are eating off you. So if your goal is not to solve their problems and pay their rent, what are you doing? Worried about yourself.
No, yeah, for sure. It's a lot of selfishness, man. Like, but that is true, man. Like I feel like the pandemic has helped a lot of people, and then it also has like messed up a lot of people because like I said, I quit my job it was like probably it was like right before COVID hit. It was around that time where we didn't really know what it was, so it was just like, okay, boom. I remember my boss sent me home, and then that's when I started. I didn't know well, actually I was doing photography, but I wasn't doing it professionally. I was just, like I said, my wife had quit her job 2 years before I did. She was already into this game, and I would just go with her and just help her and stuff like that. But that's when I got into the entrepreneurship, but it showed up at my doorstep. It wasn't like how you said, like now I feel like a lot of people are seeing a lot of people thrive in their entrepreneur, life. So it's just like, oh, well, if they can do it, I can do it too, which is true.
Yeah.
You can step out there, but a lot of people don't know when you step out there and jump off that boat, it's deep in there.
Yeah.
It's that water deep.
Well, and I think just like how we're talking about career again, I say there's so many things because for a while I was just chasing money and I was chasing a lifestyle, right? And I say a lifestyle, not even like super material, but just, wanting that financial freedom, wanting to be able to have that choice and make my own decisions. But I'm realizing that I have certain strengths and gifts that if I am not using, I'm not fulfilling my purpose.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's all life is about is adding value, whatever your value is.
Yeah.
And so that will naturally create a job or a business because people will pay you for that.
Ain't in the scripture it says your gifts will make room for you?
Yeah.
That's exactly true.
Yeah.
Like that's true. Like I didn't know that. I didn't know that football wasn't it for me. I was just knocking myself in the head all this boom, just banging my head on the wall. And then once I picked up the camera, it was just like everything opened up.
Yeah.
And it like you have to be but it goes back to what you said. You got to just be open.
Yeah.
You got to be open to receive what God has for it. It's literally right there.
It's not always a box, right? Like it's not. I went to school for physical therapy.
Crazy.
I loved health. But my gifts are speaking.
Yep.
My gifts are reading energy.
When did you know that though? When did you know that your gift was speaking? Were you like, was it something that you had like when you were a little kid? Like were you talking? No.
People just kept telling me, honestly.
Oh dang.
It was like it wasn't even because again that's not where my head was at, right?
Yeah.
People tell you pick what you want to do.
Facts.
Pick what's gonna allow you to live the life that you want to live or whatever. So I was busy focused on choosing it through that lens instead of focusing on like what is it that I actually love that I would do in the dark, not being paid. What am I gonna do? Read, listen to podcasts, talk to myself, think like my creativity, because I used to tell myself I wasn't creative because I didn't do art, I didn't dance, I didn't sing. But my creativity is my ability to break things and sequences down.
Facts.
My ability to put emotions to words. Like that's my creativity.
That's good.
So I had to learn how to embrace that and really focus on that, and that just be instantly what people see when they talk to me.
Yeah, I feel like people, they're drawn to authenticity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like how you said, like you speaking because somebody asked you, and then you never, like God he will literally pour out of us stuff while we're talking. Like I can see you being on the stage and talking to people and helping people.
Thank you.
Helping so many people because you already do it already. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes we don't see it right. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you have done has literally just been preparing you. Like, okay, cool, let's test her in this area. Okay, then let's bring Michelle back into this area. Let's see how she do. You know what I'm saying? But it's all preparing you to do whatever God wants you to do on a huger. You look, Black on My Block.
Black on the Block.
Black on the Block.
There you go.
Black
Yeah.
on My Block. I think that's what I want.
I like it though. Black on My Block. Period.
That's what I wanted to call it. Like I feel like when people told me, I'm like, oh, Black on My Block. That's cool.
I love
like,
that
Black
though.
on
That's
the
funny.
Block. Bruh. But I feel like that is just the start of exactly what you said in the beginning. Like you were scared, and naturally, I heard this from somebody. Naturally, God will put you in a situation where your fear was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you were scared to be in front of people, God is like, oh no, that's exactly where your gift is supposed to be.
And it's funny you say that because what I used to be so scared of was hard conversations.
Dang.
And I said, you know what? For months, I prayed, God, help me lean into hard conversations.
Dang.
I want to lean into them. I don't want to shy away from them. I don't want to avoid them. Like, help me just.
What was so scary? What was so scary about it?
Rejection, people getting upset. I used to think if people got mad at me, they didn't like me, they didn't love me. That meant like they would disappear or cut me off. You just think the worst, you know? But I realized that everybody's going to have conflict.
Facts.
Like I thought if you had conflict, that meant you were a bad person.
Yeah.
And that's not what that means.
No, not at all.
And that's what I've learned too. Assessing of people and character is assessment of their bounce back. People are going to fail. People are going to make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm going to say something that might have hurt your feelings. I'm going to do something that didn't keep you in mind. Like it's just, people are naturally selfish.
Yeah.
But can I apologize?
Yeah.
Can I take accountability? can I instill boundaries to not do it again? Right? Like those are the things that I'm assessing with people that I keep in my life and how I react. Because I'm not going to handle everything perfectly. And that's too stressful to even think about how to not mess up.
Yeah.
So
that's true, man. Like that. Look, like I said, man, I remember the first convo. I'm like, oh, she onto something. Like you different.
Yeah.
You different, man. Like you took your time. You can tell that you have took your time with yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not a lot of times that I meet people that are so sure of who they are. You know what I'm saying? But today, like especially like people that's gonna be hearing this, they gonna know like, oh, Michelle, like I feel like because you motivate me to just dive back into like more of loving on me and just just kind of like figuring out me more,
because only Darnell has certain gifts that nobody else has.
You know what I'm saying?
And unless you are studying those every day, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You wasting time.
I know you ain't drinking. I know you ain't partying. I know you ain't playing it like a video game. What? You have too many gifts.
That's crazy.
To die and you didn't tap into them.
That's wild.
The only thing we know for sure is we're gonna die. The only thing we know for sure.
That's the only thing we know. Dang.
And I spent my time not diving because I used to spend so much time trying to work on my weaknesses.
Yeah.
And John Maxwell, incredible with leadership.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we need to focus on strengthening our strengths and like get other people to help with our weaknesses.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not good with tech stuff. I'm gonna hire someone for that.
Facts.
I'm gonna make the right relationship for that. I'm not gonna spend the next 5 years studying what I'm not good at.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy, bro. But nobody teaches us that. You know, that's the cold part. Like
John Maxwell does though.
Get his books. Man, like that is so crazy. But guess what? Like even also in the Bible it talks about like our people die from the lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And like how you said, he got books. He got is one of those things we don't even want to open up a book. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us is just I feel like we can I feel like we can play the blame game, but it's all about applying ourselves. Because I remember the day I start applying myself in school, and I was like, hold on, I actually can do this.
Yeah.
Like it was like I text you, like I didn't necessarily finish high school.
Yeah.
I didn't walk with my peers. You know what I'm saying? That shit fucked me up. But I was like, damn, dog. Like, okay, Darnell, how you gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna like get this brain up here to start working? Because it can work. Everybody used to tell me, bro, like not my peers, but like the people that's older, like principals, they was like, man, you smart. Like, why you doing all this dumb stuff? Like, you smart. But I just didn't believe it.
Well, and it's like school's not even about being smart, right? Like even for me, I didn't get how people got C's and D's and F's because this is a joke.
Facts.
This is easy. They told me what to put on the paper.
That's true.
It took me 10 minutes to put it back on the paper.
Yeah. Not for me.
You know, but I get it though, because
it took me like about 35 minutes.
But I also get it because it's not growing our strengths.
Yeah.
But the thing with school and anything that you start, the preparation is finishing it.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how long it takes you. My mom, she's 70 years old right now, and she wants to finish school. And I'm so proud of her. No, she's definitely going to. I told her when she finishes, we're going to throw her a grad party. It's going to go up. Like, it's going to be lit.
That's dope,
because that's the stories we need. It doesn't matter.
It's never too late, bro.
Doesn't matter how long it takes. I remember going through school. If it was one class, a semester, a year, whatever, I was right there with her when she was, I'm talking about when we had the old computers, the big boxes, and I went with her to her little Excel classes. Yes.
That's crazy.
You know, and she's done it through all these years, and she's almost there. And I'm so proud of her.
Bruh, like, see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like everybody needs somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? That can motivate them and just push them through. Because I feel that's where I'm at with my mom now. Like my mom, she loves working. Yeah. But I'm telling, because once again, like, well, you remind me of her because her gift is speaking too. But like, she's so comfortable in like working, and I'm like, you can't tell her like to, you know, she grown. I'm on
her own journey. You gotta let her be on her journey.
You gotta let her do what she want to do. But it's like I can every time I talk to her, I continue to like encourage her to like just kind of like press that and just go. You know what I'm saying? Go beyond the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because she can do anything. Yeah. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because our parents, you know, especially when we talk about going through the motions, you know, they had kids, they had responsibilities, and they got stuck in, I got to get stuff done because it's not about them anymore. I got mouths to feed, I got bills to pay. But it truly is, no matter what, taking that time to still pursue your dream, whether it's 10 minutes a day.
Yeah. That's facts.
Because that compound
That's for
effect,
real.
it adds up.
Yep.
You know, like I said, my mom took one class a year, whatever it was, it compounded over time. And it's just important for people to still keep that at the forefront. We all got, I wish I didn't have to pay bills. I wish I didn't have to have my job. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a part of it, but what am I going to do on that outside time? What am I
Yeah.
doing in my free time? That truly is important. And it's doing the things you love and
Yeah.
just becoming a master of that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Man, well, that's a wrap, man. I just want to say again, I appreciate you for coming on, because like I tell everybody that I know, like the most important thing a person got, well, we all have, is time. And what you just did, you dropped a lot of gems and you gave us your time.
Thank
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for this new found friendship that we're
Yeah.
going to build
No,
and continue
absolutely.
to build on. And I can't wait until you meet my wife, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just thank you for coming on,
No,
and
and-
just continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you. And I got to thank you. You know,
Yeah.
I just really appreciate, like, these are things I've literally prayed for.
Yeah.
And for you to see that in me and trust me to come on, you
Yeah.
never know what you get in with people.
Nah.
You never know.
Nah,
So
you
to
don't.
give me the opportunity, I really appreciate it. And I love what you're doing, just
Yeah.
even through the lens. Like, that name alone, I love
Yeah.
the perspective that you're bringing. Being a black man, being a married black man, you're bringing so much character and insight into our culture and our world. And that's not to be taken lightly.
Yeah, man. So, well, I want you to tell the people like where they can find you on socials or anything, like where to look out for, because I know you said you do podcasts as well.
Yeah.
So, like, tell the people.
So on Instagram, you can find me Chelle, CHELLEE .Renee. You can also catch me Black on the Block. We do it once a month. We're in February. I believe it's on the 26th. So come out downtown. It's an amazing festival. Podcast is coming soon. We're actually doing all our episodes, stockpiling. Me and my friend Kendall, we're going to get that together. So just, look out for that. But yeah, that's
Facts.
where you can catch me.
Thank y'all. Again, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and check her out. She gonna be there. It's Black on the Block, right?
Black on the
She
Block.
gonna be under that tent.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I seen her. That's where she gonna be at. You might see me on the 26th. On God. You know what I'm saying? But stay tuned. Peace.